Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And the previous video that I just should have posted prior to this one, I talked a little more detail about what this scenario is with this carpet. I was here 2 years ago, and the building manager, when I came to look at it, because we're doing here is just, I'm doing just a few sections of hallway where there's a bunch of spots and spills that have happened over the last 2 years. But I asked him, I said, how do you find the carpet performed over the last 2 years? And he says, oh, very good, it stayed clean longer. The end result of the cleaning that I did with the SETT method, it cleaned better than what he'd been getting in the past, which was steam cleaning. It looked better and it stayed clean, and that's really critical when you're dealing with this. Good morning. When you're dealing with buildings like this, the building managers not only want it to be clean and look good when it's done, but they want it to stay clean. And of course, 2 years is actually a pretty long time, considering there's a lot of people coming and going all the time in this condo or apartment. Maybe it's an apartment, actually, come to think of it. But anyway, so, and I cleaned, there's 2 buildings that I dealt with in this complex. And I cleaned one with the Vibe machine, and then I cleaned the next one with the my Hawk 2-speed rotary to compare the speed and the performance, and I couldn't see any difference in the way the carpet looked, actually. The rotary proved to be faster, and that was when I realized that I needed to kind of go 100% rotary. I've already figured the rotary was better for residential, but this was a job where I was able to really compare performance and the speed, and I actually prefer using the rotary anyway. Partly because you can always move away from your power source, which really isn't possible with the OPs, as you have to move back and forth like you're mowing the lawn. And then also, that was where these buildings was, on one building where I cleaned with the rotary, I used the AstroTurf pads, and that showed me that they were a very good option. In fact, a preferred option. And if you're watching my videos on a regular basis, you've seen that I have pretty much switched over to using the AstroTurf pads for most carpet, whether it be residential or commercial. They perform great. I like them. And kind of interesting. And I'm cleaning, now I did pre-treat, I vacuumed obviously, with the Hoover Conquest, which is sitting right there, wonderful machine. And then I did pre-treat the obvious stains, and there's a few here, with Suspend, with stabilized ClO2 in, and I'm cleaning with, there's the Von Schroeder blue label in my tank, which is a neutral pH cleaner. And it works really well. Okay. Whoops. Accidentally bumped up against the door there. It splatters a little bit. The pad hanging out past the pad driver. It's easy to do that, but no big deal. So again, one of the reasons I prefer using the rotary for commercial applications specifically is the fact that as I'm cleaning this hallway, I am always moving away from my source of power. And one of the things that I concluded that I really didn't like was having to constantly battle with the power supply with the OP machines, because you go down the hallway and turn around and come back, you go down the hallway, turn around and come back, and you're always having to deal with the power supply. Not that that's a huge deal, because there's technique involved in doing that, but nevertheless, it's just it's an annoyance, I guess. It's not a game changer, it's not a night and day thing, it's just a matter of actually I think as we get older we get a little more fussy, and maybe, but anyway, I actually just prefer, I really prefer the rotary anyway. So that's it's a lot of it is a subjective thing, but in fact, even though it is subjective, I've proven that I can get as good, if not better, cleaning performance out of the rotary anyway, and it is faster, and then I just prefer using it anyway. So this is not what you'd call a low speed machine. This is a high speed at 300 RPM. That's 200 RPM right there, which feels incredibly slow actually. And most rotaries, of course, would be a slow speed, which would be even slower than this, because they would be 175 or even less. Some are even less actually. But as this thing, a 300 RPM machine is giving you way more cleaning passes per second on the carpet, about 2 more cleaning passes, which per second multiplies into an awful lot more in a minute, or I think it was around 18,000 per hour, which is a huge amount of cleaning power actually. And of course, when you run into a scenario where the carpet is more soiled or whatever, then you just slow down, and that means that that area of the carpet gets literally dozens or maybe even hundreds of more cleaning passes, depending on how slow you go, how slow you move the machine, because the machine itself remains turning at 300 RPM regardless. It's just a matter of if you slow down your moving of the machine across the floor, you end up with far more cleaning passes on that area of the carpet than an area where it doesn't need it. And that's where the key performance is with this type of cleaning, where you're agitating the carpet incredibly with much more aggression than if you were steam cleaning, which doesn't really agitate at all, normally speaking. Carpet is cleaning beautiful as usual, and that's the beauty of this method. When you understand how to use it and you have correct technique, and part of the technique, by the way, is simply the way I'm moving it on the floor. You learn how to move the machine across the carpet in a very systematic and even manner. That takes a little bit of skill, a little bit of practice, I guess. But you get consistent, even results out of the carpet. One of the reasons I started putting up my videos years and years ago was I wanted to give you guys the confidence and the assurance that using the SETT method you really actually have a superior cleaning method, and you must believe in it. I've said that. I said that to my friend Roger a few times, whom I taught how to do this. I said, you've got to have confidence in what you're doing. When he first began a few years ago using the method, moving over from steam cleaning, it did take him a little while to really get confident at it, but now he really understands that he can get superior results more consistently, and carpets just stay clean longer using the SETT method. It simply works better. And he wouldn't go back to steam cleaning ever again. He understands. He's so glad to get rid of his truck mount too. What a boat anchor that was. Just cost him money. And what a hassle. Always. Okay, so let's go back over here. And we'll take a look at the pad over here. But oh, the carpet is looking wonderful. All the stains are gone. It'll be dry within probably 30 minutes or so. There's a air conditioning thing blowing air in here, so the air will be drying out pretty darn quick. So that's pretty dirty. Yeah, look at that, eh? Okay, so I'm gonna have to flip it for the next section for sure. So anyway, thank you for watching and have a good day.